Washington now. Democratic Congresswoman Karen Bass of California joins us from Washington. Congresswoman, talk to us about this standstill right now. Are you optimistic that there will be any agreements made today?
I am optimistic. I mean, I know it sounds, like a very short period of time, 30 hours, but that is enough time for a deal to come together. And you know that the basic parameters of that deal, I do believe, is shaping up. Whether it's 250, 400, the extension of unemployment, the doc fix, I do think that the basic ingredients of a plan is there. And 30 hours is time enough for us to get it done. I know that sounds very short, but it isn't.
But Congresswoman, why does it have to come down to 30 hours? And you've been listening to my colleague, Ali Velshi. They had 514 days to do this.
I have. Well, you know what? I mean, I understand that, and I would agree with it and understand and share that frustration. The Democrats right now are holding a caucus, and I believe that the Republicans are meeting as well. And believe it or not, we are on the floor as you speak, passing legislation on other matters. And so it is a frustration for all of us, but I do believe that 30 hours, we're going to get a deal. It's not going to be the grand deal, but I do believe that it's going to be a deal that prevents us from going over the cliff.
We're talking about the frustration of people, and that has been sort of the constant theme running throughout this process. The frustration of especially the voter about
Right.
Congress and bickering, and instead of doing what's best for the country. Do you feel that on Capitol Hill?
Sure, I think we all feel that frustration, but these are really large problems to deal with, and you're dealing with a clash in philosophies. But I know what we all agree on, and we all agree that taxes should not go up for 100% of Americans. I certainly believe that preventing taxes from going up on 98% of Americans and 97% of small businesses is something that is attainable and is something that we can get done, and I'm hopeful that that will happen.
What are some of the big issues that need to be addressed in these next 30 hours?
Well, I think the big issue is, what is the size of the deal we are going to put forward? I think, and you saw what happened earlier today with Social Security being put on the table. I'm glad that my colleagues, my Republican colleagues, removed that from the table. I do think that we need to do whatever we can to prevent the tax hikes in this period over the next 2 days, but then there are bigger issues that we have to deal with, and you know that we probably won't get to sequestration, and so that's still going to be a hammer hanging over our head. The debt ceiling is still something that is going to be, that we have to resolve right after the first of the year. It would be wonderful to think if we could all come together in the last 30 hours and do the big deal. That part I don't think is realistic, but I do think we can prevent us from going over the fiscal cliff.
Next time I see you, and hopefully it's within a few hours and we're on the air here, you'll be saying, Don, I'm back because we have a deal. Okay?
And because I told you so.
All right. Thank you, Congresswoman Bass. We appreciate it.